I think it is time we start with the session. A very good evening to one and all. Welcome back to the day 3 of 1 week online FDP on Research and Write with AI assistance organized by Institute of Public Enterprise. So during the last 2 days, we have touched upon the first two stages of research process. That is idea generation, sourcing various literature through AI assistance, and then followed by that, we also discussed about writing literature review with various PDF chat AI tools and how to summarize them using any generative AI tools. That is something we have seen in yesterday's class. Now, today we progress to the next crucial stage in the research process, that is research design with AI tools. There is a popular saying, like how well you structure your research design, it is similar to how strong is your foundation, how much care you take for laying the foundation for your building. So if your research design is structured well, then it will be like a strong foundation for the next stages of your research. Okay, so we have again Professor Y. Ramakrishna with us as resource person for day 3 today's session. Sir will be sharing his AI assistance experience in designing in various research designs and research methods. Initially, he'll be touching upon the types of research design and types of research methods, and then he'll be progressing with the AI part. Ramakrishna sir, you can continue from here. Sir, you're on unmute.
I think we need to remind him once.
Sir has a small technical glitch. He's trying to rectify it. Just in a minute, we'll be starting with the session.
Over a period of time, the institute has trained many IAS, IPS, IFS.
Rakesh, I'm available.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just for as
Yeah. Sure, Rakesh, sir. Sure.
as
Thank you,
shared
Rakesh.
earlier.
Yeah. Good evening, all. Am I audible? Swati, could you please confirm?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Audible. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Right. Thank you very much. Good evening, one and all. A warm welcome to our day 3 session on research design. Unfortunately, my laptop got stuck and it is hangout. And I am working with laptop of Dr. Kalyani here. So I guess most of the times, yeah. Second. ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది చూస్తున్నాం జూమ్ పోయింది ఓకే అది రాలే ఇంకా వెళ్దాంలే తర్వాత చూద్దాం అదేం చేయరాదు దాన్ని హ్యాంగ్ అయిపోయింది సిస్టమ్ 1 second. Yes. So in the morning, I shared you a few notes in the sense in what is the research design and how is it we need to, what are the different types of research. So just I'll show you those docs here. Now when we're talking about research designs, we come across with the various research designs. Now when you are doing your research, you need to look at which research design that you have to carry out. Now, I'm not going to explain you in detail about all these research designs, but I'll simply give a glimpse in the sense when you are starting about thinking about your research design. Among this list of research designs, you have to choose 1 or 2 research designs, or mostly it is a one research design on which you have to carry out. The first is the action research design. Now, this action research design you come across with when you say that, okay, you find a problem in an organization, you find a problem somewhere happening. And academician and industry practitioners, when they both of them collaborate and work, that is an action research. The simple examples is like, suppose in a city we find that there's a lot of traffic jams are happening. Now you can work with the traffic police of a locality and start working on it. Or on the other side, so suppose if a company is facing its decline in its product sales, and you can join with the company, or company and academicians both work together, and then they do a research. That is one way of doing a research. And the challenge of your action research design is that quantifying them and putting them into a note, a research is going to be very difficult. Second is you have a case study designs. In a case study designs, you'll identify a particular an organization, a setup where you see that okay, a lot of changes are happening in that place, and you are trying to find out. Let us say sometime back we had some session here. Somebody from Indore came here and said that Indore is a smart city. Now, Indore is a smart city. You can take example of that and work on how and what are the reasons, so and so forth. That is a case study. Similarly, you find that some institution gets an award, or we see that sometimes from places like a Bihar, where number of people going to a public service in or government jobs. Now, what are the causes, reasons, and so on and so forth? If you're studying it, that's a case study design. Then you have a causal designs or causal research. Most of the research designs that we do are a causal research, cause and effect. In the sense, if a price increases, what happens to the demand? Or if an organization spends more money, what happens to its more money on advertising? What happens to the sales? Or a company gives higher incentives or salaries to the employees, then what is the workout output from this? So those kind of all are your causal designs. Then you have a cohort designs. Cohort designs are kind of a research designs where you are talking about a particular group or a cohort groups. Now, let us say recently we were working on demographic distribution or cohorts, like millennials are there, Gen Zs are there, now Gen Alpha are coming. So each cohort, each generation has got their own characteristics. Now, if you are identifying that particular studies, then you are doing a cohort designs. Then you have a cross-sectional designs. Most of the times, primary data collected among a certain set of individuals and a certain particular point of a time is a cross-sectional design. Suppose an organization is there. Now you are trying to find out what are the employee behavior in that organization, leadership and impact in organization. All those are your cross-sectional designs. Then descriptive designs are a kind of a research designs where you simply describe the things. Most of the times the government spends a lot of money on implementing a projects, and they conduct studies like a social audit, or they want to know exactly if the government has spent so much of money, whether the development has been really happened or not. So simply describing what exactly is going there is your descriptive. And then you have a experimental designs. When we are talking about experimental research design, there will be an experimental group where you try to give an intervention there. Then you try to find out that whether the intervention is working or not. So that's an experimental design. Then you have a exploratory designs, where for the first time you are trying to find out what are the causes which are actually happen. Exploring something new, exploring something different is your exploratory designs. Then you have a historical designs, the designs which in the sense considering the historical data and so on and so forth. Then you have a longitudinal design. In case of a longitudinal designs, the particular subject or areas has been observed over a period of a time. So suppose a college is there and MBA graduates are there. So college is going for an MBA grads, and how MBA grads are progressing in their life, like MBA, then the intervention is done. There's so much of a training is given to the students for do the MBA program. Once the program is completed, they entered into a career, how the career is working. Then after 5 years, how they work. Now you are following the same set of individuals for a longer period of a time. So that is a longitudinal study. Maybe you select one group of individuals, then the same sample or the same respondents will be there for you for a longer time period. That is a longitudinal studies. Then you have a observational designs. Observational designs are here you're not going to ask any questions or queries and all, but simply you observe the things, phenomena which are happening and all. Many times we see that on a national highways or in the states, people are watching what is going on. Or if you go to a retail stores, these days all retail stores, they have a web cameras installed there. Now they are capturing all your data on a webcams. Now once that data is captured, you can see that how the customers are behaving, how the customers are entering into the organization, where they are going. If you're doing such kind of a studies, then it is an observational studies. Then you have a philosophical designs. Then you have a sequential designs, where a set of designs are being conducted one after the other. So these are the different types of research designs from which you can choose one research design and carry out your work. Now, how is it you are going to do this research design or choose this research design depends on what exactly you want to find out. So suppose, let's say I'm a teacher teaching to a course. I'm teaching for 3-4 courses, and around 30 students are participating in my course. I'm interested in knowing that whether my teaching is effectively working on the students or not at that particular point of a time. Then I go for a causal research design. In the sense, as a teacher, I'm delivering lectures in a class, and these lectures, whether it is helping a students to enhance their score or marks, that's a causal research design. Then now if you say that exploratory designs, now we see that if you observe these days at homes, Even the kids, a 1 year, 2 year child is given habituated to a mobile phones. If a child is not eating properly, mother is giving a mobile phone, and the child is watching a mobile, and then they're happy with that. Now you can try to know why exactly this kind of a thing is happening. So that is an so you're trying to do first something innovation from the beginning. So likewise, based on the topic that you're doing, the work that you are carrying out, you have to choose any one of these researches. And here I gave you a lot of examples on what is the real world scenarios of where the action research has been conducted and published works has been given. Then possible research topics on which you can work for each research design is given. I am not going to read all this. Already I have been shared. Just why I'm showing this again is from this only I'll show you how is that we can run a research designs. Now next is one is the design and second one we have is the research methods. Screen share just now. Where is
Oh, sir, screen is not shared.
Where is my? Yeah, this is my screen. Now where is this? Pardon my bad. Yeah. Here are the research designs which I talked all this time without noticing that my screen is not visible there. Now this is done. Then next we have is the research methods. Now what is the difference between your research design and research method is that your research designs are your roadmaps in the sense or a blueprint. What kind of a research that you are doing and where you want to go. All that roadmap is your research design. Next is your research method. Research method is the process with which you are conducting a research. So I guess I explained all these examples like action research, case research, causal research, cohort, cross-sectional. So among these, many a times in social sciences, we see a cross-sectional research design and then exploratory very rarely, longitudinal also rarely. Case study is another popular method in what you call social sciences, and causal research design. Action research rarely happens, and case study. So among these set of research designs for a social science researchers, we can see that case study design is one, causal research is second, cross-sectional is third, and experimental or historical is another one. Occasionally, we can work on a cohort designs. So if you're understanding, trying to know how the people are working or what actually factors are influencing them, in all such cases we can. So among these, you have to choose one. And here, as I shared you for each and every topic, there are possible researches which has been already conducted to give you an example of what kind of a research has happened. And then what are the possible research topics that we can go. So here just I'm giving an example in action research. You can say that co-creating digital marketing strategies with the key stakeholders to improve customer engagement. This is one action research design. Now coming to research methods, I guess my Swati, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. Yeah. So next is your research methods. Here in research methods, you have a qualitative research methods. Qualitative research methods are carried more with your observations, interviews, in-depth interviews, or focus group discussions. These are all qualitative research. In the qualitative research, you have two methods. One is a mono method of qualitative. Mono is a single method. In the sense, simply entire process is conducted, entire research is conducted only by the interview process, or entire process is conducted only by observations. As I said, if a marketing is there, and now let us take for example, Facebook is there. Now Facebook is interested to know that who are actually visiting its web page, and by observation. So every time somebody logs into Facebook, it captures your data. So that is a mono method of a qualitative research, in a sense, observational methods. Then you have a mixed method of a qualitative research. When you're saying that mixed method of a qualitative research, you have a combination, 2 or 3 methods. At initial stages, you conduct a focus group discussions. Once you have a data from a focus group discussions, based on that, you will prepare a questionnaire. And using that questionnaire, you go to into the market. You prepare questions for your structured interviews, and you will conduct an interviews and summarize that. So these are all your mixed method of a qualitative researches, where you are combining 2 or 3 different types of qualitative methods, like your interviews, observation, focus group, semi-structured interviews, likewise. Next comes is your quantitative research method. When I say that quantitative research methods, again you have a 2 types of quantitative research. Here in quantitative research method, where we collect the data. When you're talking about collecting a data, you will collect the data of a cross-sectional data using a primary data, using a questionnaires and all, or you collect a secondary data in terms of a databases from various sources and all. So both the cases, you're in the sense you're trying to quantify. You have already a quantitative data measured in terms of your nominal scale, ordinal scale, or a ratio scale or interval scale. Then based on that, you will run the analysis. So again, in this qualitative data, you have quantitative research methods. You have 2 methods. That is, one is a mono method of quantitative research and mixed method of quantitative research. In mono method, you're using only one approach of collecting the data. Only just simply say that a questionnaire survey method is used to get the data. Or in a mixed method, you will have a multiples. You have a primary data, you have a secondary data, you combine both the primary data and do the analysis. That's a quantitative. And the third research method that we have is a mixed method research. So a mixed method research is a combination of your both qualitative and quantitative data methods. In the sense, before starting any research, what we do is first we go with a qualitative study, a qualitative research in terms of, let us say, a focus group discussions. So you will conduct a focus group discussions from where you get an insights on a problem or a phenomena or what is happening, so and so forth. Using that focus group inputs from a focus group discussions, then you can also go for a snowballing, go to another set of people, get the data from them, combine all that, then you prepare a questionnaire, a survey instrument, and get the primary data. So this is one way of, we call it as a sequential. So first first is the qualitative, followed by the quantitative, then triangulation. Likewise, this is one way of your mixed method of research. And nowadays we see that a mixed method of research is gaining a popularity. If anyone of interested in going for a mixed method of research, you can read Criswell's book on mixed method of research. That's the best option. Then you have a complex mixed method of research. So complex mixed method of research is a combination of your qualitative data, that is mixed qualitative data, like interviews and observations and focus group discussions or any set of that, and also a quantitative data, which is again a multiple, what you mean to say is multiple quantitative methods. And why is that you need to understand both your research design and qualitative research is, if you observe how you structure your paper, like say we structure our paper beginning with, initially you have an introduction, then you have a literature review, then you have a methodology, then results, discussion, and finally conclusions. Now, if you see among this set, methodology section is the heart of your research report or your paper. Now, anyone who is interested to make a decision to call whether this research is a qualitative, in the sense a quality paper or not, is just described or explained by the rigor of your methodology, in the sense what kind of a research design that you adopted, because all your statistical tests are based on this only. Then how rigor is this, in the sense how meticulously your methodology is planned, that includes the depth of your paper. So in entire paper, the heart of your paper is your research methodology. In yesterday's session and day before, we are talking a lot about a plagiarism and all. Now, if you go for research methods, there is no plagiarism point, because nothing has been done so far. So you are designing on your own. You have to design your own structure, and you have to create your own format. You have to your own sample and your own questionnaire pattern, questioning, and also everything is your own in this. So that's the core of your research designs and research methods. Now here in research methods, you have a multiple ways of getting data, qualitative research methods, quantitative research methods and all. Now what I'm going to do is, from these papers, let us say, I'll take a research methods here, or I'll go to a research design. In research design, as we are social sciences, as I said, most of the times we work on cross-sectional data or causal data. So you have a causal design. Now just pay attention here. Now I'm taking you to the what you call as your favorite AI. So causal design. Now here you have a causal design which I gave description and all. I explained all these things. These are the published works which are there. Now I generated this. If you read this, Rakesh, could you please clean these annotations? So here, one is impact of a remote work policies on employee productivity and job satisfaction. Then effects of sustainable packaging on consumer purchase behavior and brand perception, influence of executive leadership on organizational innovation rates. Now, among all these, let us say I want to work on now. Let us say I want to work on just let us say effects of sustainable, or we say sustainable packaging on consumer behavior, or influence of executive leadership styles on organizational innovation rates. Now I'm selecting this title. Now going to my ChatGPT. So here I'm asking suggest 5 research paper titles in the below mentioned area of research. This is one, and I'm using a shift and enter key so that it goes to the new line. I'm just copying this here, influence of leadership, and so I'm removing this. That is influence of executive leadership styles and organizational innovation rates also I'm removing. Now, as idea generation, again, I'm going back from research design to the idea generation, where you have an idea generation and all. So now just we'll find out what titles it will give. I'm asking 5 research paper titles. And another thing that I want to show, actually my laptop got hanged. I am going to tell you one. Whenever you are writing, in the sense any you say if you're using with the AI, the best suggestion that you have is you have to maintain a file, separate file, because I maintain that in my laptop, because I'm using a Dr. Kalyani's laptop. I don't have access to my files. So let us say you have this. I call this as prompt diary. So every time I give any prompt to any of AIs, first what I do is I'll put it in my doc, which I call as a prompt diary. So this is a habit I gained, in the sense, instead of using the prompts for multiple places and all, keep one prompt diary, put all the questions here, so that if you are using a multiple AI tools, so copy these prompts. Instead of, you don't need to give the same prompt multiple times. Copy one prompt, put it in a multiple places, so that you'll get a different answers. So this is what I am doing here. Normally I do that. Okay, fine. Now I am asking you to give my titles. Now, if you look at my broad area of research, which I'm talking about executive leadership styles and organization innovation. Now, the titles which actually working titles that I got are more of focused. If you observe, it is a transformational and transactional leadership. From in the gambit of entire leadership, it narrowed down it to a specific leadership styles. Yesterday, somebody is asking in a research literature review, when I'm asking for a queries, Scopus and Google are giving you hundreds and thousands of articles. Now, they give you hundreds and thousands of articles because you are giving it a generic prompt. So instead of giving a generic prompt, now you narrow it down. So I have a broad area that is executive styles and organizational innovation. From there, and narrowed down to transformational leadership, transactional leadership, servant leadership, adaptive leadership, then charismatic and participative leadership and all. Among these, you now choose a research which is relevant to the area that you are working. So suppose in an organization which you are working, if you find that leaders are very charismatic, then go for a charismatic kind of leadership. Or if you are trying to see that where adaptiveness is more in that particular organization, go for adaptive leadership. Now, if you're working for a public sector enterprises and all, then go for a servant leadership in fostering a culture and innovation, evidence from high performing nurses. Now, what I want to narrow down is, I want to work on this, that is the role of servant leadership in fostering organization, but I want to make a change in the context. Again, I have this. I'm going to my prompt library, copying this one here. I'm saying that the role of servant leadership in fostering a culture innovation, evidence from high performing. I am not interested. I am interested only to this part. The role of servant leadership in fostering innovation in a public sector enterprise. Now, title, what I have is the role of servant leadership in fostering organization. Again, I'll make some change here. Instead of this old pattern of a role of and so forth, servant leadership and fostering a culture of innovation in a public sector enterprises. Now I revise this title. Now you may be wondering why this already has been taught in first session. Why again we are going with the same type of a literature, in a sense, because when you are asking for a research design, you have to specifically mention what exactly you are trying to do. So here, if you observe here, I'm looking at three things. One is the servant leadership, then its impact on fostering organizational culture. So this gives you a causal research design. And second is you are specifying a public sector enterprises. So if I'm looking for writing this for public sector enterprises, then I'm taking a sample of multiple public sector enterprises. Now, how is it my research design is going to change? Let me say that the same topic is here. Servant leadership and fostering cultural innovation. Instead of public sector enterprises, I say I'm from Hyderabad, so I'm interested in, let us say, GHMC, that is Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. Now, if there is a servant leadership and fostering a culture in GHMC, now this has become this is a causal research only, but become a case study. Now you see that just by changing a title, simple title from one to the other and other, your research design will change. So that's the importance of your titles. Whenever you are doing your research projects, the first thing is you have to design. Now this part is done. So these are the two titles that I generated. Now, what is that I need to go is, go to Chat GPT. Here you have a Explore GPTs. From Explore GPTs, we have something called as, here you can type mentor for research. Got mentor for research is one of the GPT Explore options, which will help you. I guess, let us say, I'll increase the. Yeah, you can see here, mentor for research suggests a research design method based on your project topic. So, in a sense, any guidance that you want to get for research designs, first thing that you have to do is you have to have a topic. So, I selected a topic. Now, here we go to the mentor for research. Then start chat. I don't need to worry about it. On my prompt diary, I have my prompt. So, I will check with the first one. So, I'm copied here. Then came back to my GPT. So, servant leadership and fostering organizational culture and innovation in the public sector enterprises. Nothing I mentioned what exactly that I want, so and so forth. But let us see how it will design research for this. And I said that this is a causal kind of a research and with a sample from a multiple organizations. Now we will see what mentor for research will tell to us. I'm just clicking sending a query or prompt. So fostering innovation, servant Catholic, yeah, just. Now it is giving you what exactly the challenges, in a sense, why is that you have to conduct this research in this particular organizational setup. Now we'll see what exactly it is telling to you. But it is explaining that servant leadership is a catalyst for innovation. So why innovation is, it is empowering employees, creating, why innovation is fostered in an organization, empowering employees, creative psychological factors, developing people. So these are the these should be your explanatory variables, or you can say that independent variables. From among the list of independent variables, you can choose one or two independent variables, and so that you're narrowing down much, in the sense servant leader influencing in organization influence. Now that's a fine, but how the servant leaders influence organization is your process. Now this is the process, in the sense servant leaders, by using empowering employees, creating, developing a people, fostering shared vision, promoting collaboration. By doing all these things, they will, in the sense, influence the innovation in an organization. Now, what are the challenges? Why is that you choose public sector enterprises, and it gives you a explanation? Because in public sector enterprises, there is a bureaucracy, there is a risk aversion, resource constraints are there, and shift mindset, reducing bureaucratic inertia. These are the factors which are focusing, or which are forcing you, or asking you to do a research in a public sector context, because you have to explain why you choose a public sector enterprises as a context. So choosing that context, it is giving you an examples. Then a practical steps for a public sector leaders, lead by example, so and so forth. And what is the conclusion? Now, once this part is done, then simply you will ask, you create another prompt. Again, I'm writing in my prompt directory. Suggest a research design and research methods for this study. Again, advantage is that by having this prompt directory, Once you have all these things, you can go to another GPT or another place, and also you can work. Now you suggest a research design and research method for this study. Now you have a research design and method for studying servant leadership and innovation. They explore the relation between servant leadership and culture of innovation. Then public sector enterprises is a setting, research design. Now it is suggesting you for this, go for a research design, mixed method approach. Now when it's saying that mixed method approach, it is asking you to first is a quantitative approach, measure the presence of servant leadership traits and their correlations with innovation. Then you have a qualitative approach, explore employees and leaders' experiences and so on and so forth. This design ensures the numerical data supported by rich descriptive insights, so on and so forth. And research methods, a quantitative method, survey-based correlations. So you have a data collection. So it is suggesting you to go for standardized surveys. Then leadership scales. It is also suggesting you leadership scales which are there, organizational innovation scale. Then sample participants, target participants, population, so on and so forth. Then sample size should be 200 to 500. It is suggesting a sample size also. Now, many times we have a query saying that what should be the ideal sample size. Now, our statistics textbook says that minimum sample size is, or small sample is less than 30. Anything above 30 is a large sample. And I experimented with many places where if your population is unknown, if population is 1 lakh, population is 10 lakhs, in any case, it is coming the maximum population in the sense minimum required population comes around 384 or 390. So any population above 390, that is a 400 or 500, is a very good sample. And when I'm talking about this sample, it's the respondents, not the number of queries that you administer. Now you to get 500 responses, you have to administer the questionnaire for around 1,000. Now people sometimes say that, okay, I prepared a questionnaire, surveyed, sent it in a Google document and I got on. No, that is not, because in the sense how many number of people you sent and how many responses you got. So your response rate is also important. In social sciences, to the best of my knowledge, what I observed is the response rate is 50% to 60% when you personally administer the questionnaires. And if you're sending it from Google, email, so and so forms and online and all, it is hardly 1% to 2% only. Never say that I sent a email to the 500 people, 500 responded and I got responses. No, respondents are different and your target sample for whom you are sending is a different. So if you, that's the one. Then next is your data analysis. It is also suggesting you what kind of data you have to use. So you have a descriptive statistics, then correlation analysis, regression analysis. Then what is the qualitative method you have to use? It is talking about semi-structured focus group interviews, so and so forth, and 10 to 20 in-depth interviews, 2 to 3 case studies. Then how is that you are going to analyze your qualitative data, your thematic analysis and pattern recognition. Now that's how, in the sense, you have a topic and some topic you identified, and using the topic you came here and you got. Now we do with the same with let us say in Explore GPTs. I'll show another GPT, that is, let me try Explore GPT design academic guide. This is another GPT. There are 4 or 5 GPT. Whenever in Explore GPTs, you can ask GPTs and it will give you specific. Now, if you look at this design academic guide, an academic professor insight in aiding PhD research with a professional tone. Now, let us say what it says. Now we have a start chat. Again, we'll come back here from our prompt directory. So in a prompt directory, topic is, let us say go with a different topic. Servant leadership and fostering organization in GHMC. Control C. Then here we'll go and we'll give here Now we will mention this GHMC as full name because GPT don't know what GHMC is. So Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. Telangana, and suggest a research design and research method for this study. Now this is another area. So your research design, a qualitative case study is appropriate as it follows an in-depth exploration of leadership practices and their impact in innovation within a GHMC. Because you are taking a case analysis, case study, it is asking you, suggesting you to go for a qualitative case study research. Your research design should be qualitative case study, not a causal research, not a quantitative research. Then it's suggesting research methods. You go with the semi-structured interviews, your document analysis, observations, data analysis, thematic analysis, and a triangulation. So in case if you want, if you go for a mixed method approach, is the preferred survey quantitative. Fine, this gave you. In a sense, the same topic, another area which is giving you a different area. Now, what is that we can do is, say, suppose I show you because we have so many Word files, Word documents that I have. In the sense, from here, for a practice sense, because why I created all this is, if you see that I created all this using a Claude.ai. Now, why I created so many of suggestions is, now from these suggestions, instead of trying something new or different, you can experiment with these research questions, so that now you have a cohort design. Let me check with what exactly we are talking about. Evolving consumer behavior of millennial cohort as they progress through major life stages, or professional identity developing, career trajectory and compensation patterns for business school graduates before and after major. Let me take this evolving consumer behavior. This is the topic which I am talking about. And now in a GPTs, already I shown you two GPTs. One is your mentor for research. Second is academic design. Now I'll take you to the another one. Yeah. Research methods advisor. This is another one, guide on research design and statistics analysis. So you can even do a statistical analysis also using this. So research method advisor. Then your start chat. Here we'll give you a new topic, evolving consumer behavior of a millennial cohort as they progress through major life stages. I'm holding a shift key and enter. Suggest research design method and data analysis tools. I'm taking one step ahead in the sense, and also if you want to explore something more, you can say that identify independent, dependent and mediating variables. And all this is mediating variables and so on and so forth. If you are aware of, again, copy this and go to your prompt library and save it. The only idea for going for a prompt library and doing this is that you can use the same prompts from multiple, what you mean to say is multiple GPTs. So that's a core idea. And next is that most of the times we do the same kind of research, we get the same kind of works and all. So instead of every time doing the same kind of a research and all, in a sense, giving the same prompts again and again, just from your prompt library, you will take all these things. This is done. This time I'm using a third AI tool which helps you to find out your research design. Research design method and data analysis of studying evolving consumer behavior of millennials across lifestyles. Now this, if you look at our question, what we are talking about, evolving consumer behavior of millennials across life stages. That means at the age of 24 to 26 or 24 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45. You are talking about a same group of individuals for a longer time period. That's the reason why it is suggesting you a longitudinal study. Got my point? It is studying your longitudinal study and mixed method of designs. In the sense you conduct a, why it is suggesting you mixed method is you go for qualitative research, get the points, take the survey, and again look at that after certain time period. Again, you conduct a survey because the old questionnaire may not be appropriate now. So, as you are having it into multiple years, it is suggested you a longitudinal mixed method design. Now, in this, you have to use quantitative surveys to track the changes systematically, and qualitative understands to understand the motivation behind these changes. Now again, you have a research methods, sampling strategy, your purposive sampling, because you can't go for a random sampling in case of longitudinal studies. Why? Because the nature of a longitudinal study is the same number of same participants you will observe or you will monitor for a longer time period. So when you're doing that for a longer time period, your participant should be the same. That's the reason why we are talking about a purposive sampling. Now, people may raise a query saying that purposive sampling is a non-random sampling. Then is it a valid one? No, you don't need to worry about it because research is not always a random sample. You have a purposive sample, you have a convenience sample, you have a snowball sampling. Though anywhere you are doing it, you have to justify reason why is that you are going for a purposive sampling and why is not you are going for a random sampling. In case of a longitudinal studies, you conducted longitudinal study and you say that I did a random sampling. No, it's a blunder. Because this time, let us say I have a few students, I observed this. After 5 years, if I take another sample, another 5 students who I never taught them, now you're completely two different contradicting opinions that you will get. So research designs, that is your code research designs, research methods, all these are intertwined. So you have to pay attention towards it. Then it is talking about your data collection, quantitative research, your qualitative research. And it is also suggesting that how is that you have to collect a quantitative research. Online surveys like Likert responses conducted every 3 to 5 years. So life changes. Like let us say a student is graduated from an institution. From there, next 3 years or 5 years, what he achieved or she achieved. From there, another 5 years, what he or she achieved. Likewise. So longitudinal and qualitative in-depth interviews or focus groups to capture nuanced perspectives. Then you have a secondary data, what is happening in social markets and all. Then you have an experimental component. This is an optional, it is suggesting you. Longitudinal A and B groups. Again, it says that same groups. One group is your experimental group and another group is non-experimental group. So you can do that. Then your data analysis. It is talking about a descriptive statistics, basic descriptive statistics that you say that mean, median, mode, standard deviation, another. Then repeated measures, analysis of a variance. Then because you are talking about a mediating variables and all, that's the reason why it is suggesting you structured equation model. Then you have a cluster analysis because it is a marketing related and how clusters have been created and all. So thematic analysis and sentimental analysis. And this is also suggesting you variables identification. In the sense, independent variables, what should be your independent variables? Major life stages like single, married, parenthood, career progression, retirement planning. Those are all your independent variables. Your dependent variables, the consumer behaviors like spending habits, brand loyalty, product preferences, online shopping and all. Mediating variables, financial stability, social influence. So among these multiple independent variables like major life stages, single, married, parenthood, career progression, retirement, you can choose one or two, or you can take a multiple independent variables. So mediating variables are also there. Now, in this illustration of a conceptual model, a conceptual framework for evolving consumer behavior for millennials, major life stages, it leads to consumer behavior. Then you have a mediating factors like income, social influence, so on and so forth. That's it. Anything more that you want to know about in the sense research designs and all? Now, here if you observe, now you may say that plagiarism, where is the plagiarism here? You are talking about your own thought, idea, you are giving it, simply asking it to suggest what should be appropriate. Now, this is simple like as you ask your supervisor, sir, I want to conduct so and so study. What should be the appropriate? Or you talk to your peers, you talk to your friends, ask them a query. So what is it? How is it we will handle this? Now, that's the same thing that your generative AI is also giving. Now, finally, just I want to show you from these research designs are there. From research methods, let us say we choose any one qualitative method. Like you have a quantitative research methods. Then in this, we'll go for, so here you can see that in my notes, you will find which tests are related, appropriate for which kind of analysis and all. I hope you have gone through with this. If not, after this session, what the both the PDFs which I have sent to you this morning, spend some time on that, understand it, how this has been structured and all. And I gave you previous research works, these current things and all, how it is shaping. And from these only, I generated ideas using that in a research design and explain the things. So it also gives you real life scenarios where this research can be conducted and all. Now here you have another one, like investigating, analyzing relationship between corporate governance structures and financial performance. Using a panel data. Now I want financial performance and all. So I'll take this one. I'll go to my GPT here. First, directly I'll go to the chat GPT. Before doing, you go to a chat GPT in my prompt library. I will copy this topic and I say that this analyzing relationship between corporate governance structures and financial performance. For me, this is old. I want to have a more broad title. So what I'm doing is corporate governance, structure, and financial performance. That's it. So I'll copy this one. I'm going with a broad area. So this taking this broad area to the GPT. Here I'm using a GPT only. Suggest 5 academic research paper titles. Again, it is there also. Right on below topic. Now shift and enter key. Then I did the corporate governance structure and financial performance. Then you can here you can ask for a emerald journals in the area of finance. I'm just saying that target journal. So just I'm also giving it in the sense narrowing down to the GPT, saying that beta mere ko give me only related to the particular academic research journals. Saving this prompt for a future papers. I made a type it wrongly here. Research. I'll go back and do my error correction, research and all. Now this is done. Corporate governance mechanism and firm performance and empirical analysis of emerging market firms. Board composition, ownership structure, and financial performance. Evidence from role of independent directors and audit committees. I got a 4 or 5 titles. From here, I'll say that role of independent directors and audit committee and enhancing So I want to do a cross-sectional analysis. So I'll take this title. Now again, explores. Already I shown you 3 or 4 explores, like research methods, advisor, design academic guide, mentor for research. Let me explore with another one, research methodology. Research methodology assistant with the research proposals and thesis development for masters and doctoral students. Okay, fine. Let us take a research and methodology assistant here. Yeah, start chat. Then I'm giving here and shift enter. Suggest the same thing. So instead of I am typing here, I go to my prompt library or prompt directory. Suggest research design, data analysis tools, so and so forth. Already it is there. Copy this, come back, and in your research methodology assistant, give this to your research methodology assistant AI. So the role of independent directors, audit committee, enhancing, so and so forth. Research design. You have a research design. It is talking about exploratory and correlational research design. So it is suggesting about exploratory research design and correlational research design. Now type of a study, quantitative, possibly with the qualitative elements like case studies, interviews with the board members context wise. Approach, cross-sectional, one particular point of a time, multiple companies. Data sources, secondary data from annual reports and all. Sectoral scope, your research methodology, population and sample, publicly listed firms across different sectors. Sampling technique, purpose of sampling or stratified sampling. Sample size determination, variables, dependent variable, independent variable, control variables, data collection methods, primary, everything. Now, what is required for you to do an analysis? It is there. And you have a statistical techniques also. It is talking about regression analysis, OLS is ordinary least squares, or you can go for a panel data analysis with a fixed or a random effects, ANOVA or ANOVA structural equation models. For robustness tests, multicollinearity checks with the VIFs, then heteroscedasticity, endogeneity tests, qualitative analysis. That's it. Now, this is, in a sense, it is giving you multiple AI tools will give you suggestions of going for a research design. Now, the idea is that, in the sense, let me, yeah, in the, where is my, yeah. In the sense, what exactly we are trying to do here is, now, olden days, when I did my PhD program, my olden days is, yeah, almost I did my PhD some around 2008. So 16 years back. At that time, to get this idea of a research design, we used to read hundreds and hundreds, I used to read hundreds and hundreds of articles and go through with each and every article's research methodology section, take that research methodology, make a list of what are the different methods, which Dr. Kalyani explained to you in yesterday's lecture, doing a literature review, so and so forth. Likewise, I used to do all that from finally, based on discussion with my supervisor, then talking to people, where I can get the data, what resources that I have, how much money that I have to spend, how much time I have. By doing this entire exercise, for 2-3 months, you used to design a research design and research methods. But now, you are getting it in a matter of minutes. Now, the challenge here is that whether this particular method is suitable for you or not. Let us say you're talking about this board composition and so forth. Now, it is suggesting you a study of a quantitative, possibly with qualitative elements like case studies, interviews with the board members of a context. Now, the question that we have to think about is, before jumping and doing this research, you have to think that whether whether I can get access to the board of directors and can get the data from them. Now, if there is a big challenge, the board of directors, maybe they are a company headquarters, they may not respond to you and waiting for them. And if you go to one company, one or two board of directors, and we say that the sample need to be minimum of a 50. So 50 companies board of directors data getting is a very Herculean task. Now, in such a case, you exclude the qualitative portion, only concentrate on the quantitative. The quantitative secondary data like cross-sectional, analyzing firm performance for times, like you can go to its company annual reports, financial statement, governance. So it is clearly your research design, the AI is suggesting you what are the possibilities, what is that you can do, what you can't do. Now, based on that, you decide, okay, what is my research design? So we in short, what we are supposed to do is, now I shown you all these research designs. Now it gives you some idea of what are the research designs and all. Now, before writing any research paper or anything, first you choose that which research design is appropriate for me. I can go for action research, case study, causal, cohort, cross-sectional, which is appropriate for me based for a particular thing. And when you are looking at the journals also, if you are targeting for any journal, let us say Journal of a Corporate Finance, look at what are the articles published in Journal of a Corporate Finance and what kind of methodology that they used. Now, if many of the studies are using a cross-sectional analysis or a causal research design, then your research design should also be a causal research. Suppose there are journals like a Journal of Education and all, which talks about experimental designs. Then, if you're targeting your article for Journal of Education, then your study need to be a experimental design. Now, you do some case analysis and send it for that particular journal, acceptance rate will be very poor. So, understanding the journal's methodology, and from this, you have to identify. And second is, there need to be a linkage between your research design and research methods. Let us say longitudinal design we are talking about. When you're talking about longitudinal design, it spreads over multiple times. And your research method, you are talking about quantitative research method and a survey. And you're talking about a sampling method, which is a random sample. That is absurd. In a sense, it's a blunder that you are doing. So there is a cascading links. So instead of in the midst of the research, which tool which I am using, where I am going to all, instead of all that, in the beginning of your research itself, you need to give a concrete research design, do multiple research. Now AI is there. Let us say in a previous 40-50 minutes, I have shown you 5-6 different types of research designs. How much time it took? Each research design, it took 5 to 10 minutes. Now spend 2-3 days, entire 2-3 days by exploring different AI tools, taking a different research designs and all, put them each and every one, take a printout, then see that, evaluate your possibilities, whether I can do this or not. Then finally you come up with a research design. In 2 days, you can come up with a very meticulous research design. Once your research design is there, then going into the field, getting a data, doing that's going to be a different story at all. So with this, I am done with my presentation. And another challenge you observed, my laptop did not work. Suddenly, I have Dr. Kalyani with me, so with her laptop. So in the sense, just readiness, in the sense you don't need to have your own laptop, your own mobile phone. Just only thing what you need is you need to know what are the tools that you are using. So ChatGPT is the one. In that, you have a mentor for research, design, academic guide, research methods advisor, research methodology. So using those multiple AI tools, like here I am showing you that research methods advisor, research methods advisor, design academic guide, mentor for research, and you can explore more GPT tools here. So with all these AI tools, you can really do a wonderful research design within no time. Once you have a research design, the blueprint is ready and research methods are ready, then you can concentrate on building your questionnaires for structured interviews or questionnaires for survey methods and so forth. So these are all from my side. 9:15 it is. So my 1 hour time is done. So thank you very much. Now the floor is open for any queries. I am stopping, stop screen share. Yes. I will take questions. Somebody can help me out in taking questions. Swati or Rakesh or anyone who raise the hands. And then before that, let me check in chat. Any questions are there? Yesterday, we have a complaint saying that we didn't answer the queries from chat.
One second, sir.
Yes, I'll come with Venkat Kunasri saying that the SPSS package for data analysis. Yeah, there are certain tools with which you can do data analysis AI tools also. In tomorrow's session, I'll introduce. But even if I introduce AI tools for data analysis, my suggestion is that we have to use the proper statistical software, SPSS or SPSS, MOS, then Stata. These are using that is very important. AI will give you, but not much advisable. Sublink. There are AI tools to do a data analysis. In tomorrow's session, I'll give you a gist of those tools, but not exactly because I personally also don't trust them completely. Because many times they are giving errors, so that's why.
The next question, sir, from how to reduce AI score in plagiarism report. Suggest any tool, Professor Murli Garu.
Professor Murli, there is no tool which minimizes AI because see, why is that you need to a plagiar checker? Any student comes to you, gives you a 2-page report. If looking at that report, you will say that this is a plagiar. Now, plagiarism, you have to rewrite it. In yesterday, Dr. Kalyani was also mentioning, I am also mentioning, there is no shortcut for just copy pasting from AI. Everything that AI is your assistant. It gives you the required information. It gives you the note. Take that note, read, understand, and redo it on your own. So, no, because see, as a human beings, we are smarter. Computers are more smarter than us. So, and I request all the participants, please again, don't ask this question about a plagiarism and all. Plagiarism will be there. You have to take care of the plagiarism. You have to rewrite on your own. That's the only solution you have.
So next is Shilpi Rathod.
Yeah. Can we give unmute
And
her?
there is one chat question, sir.
Yeah.
Can we use parametric tests for non-probability sampling when we are using non-probability sampling? This was the question asked.
No, parametric statistical test depends on your data. If your data is measured on a continuous scale or an ordinal scale, most of the times if it's continuous scale, then you can go for a parametric test. Whether it is your sampling method is parametric or non-parametric, it doesn't differ. So statistical test depends on the data. Now let us say if I have a data measured on a nominal scale. Now forcefully I have to use non-parametric statistical test only. If I have a data which is measured on an ordinal scale, I have to use a non-parametric statistical test only. So statistical test depends on your data type. If I have a, let us say, I measured the performance of individuals at 2 different time points, then I have a continuous data of 1 point, continuous data for 2 points. If you have continuous data, then I go for t-test or t-test.
Yeah.
So
there is one
test,
question from B. Pallavi. Sir, how to choose which research design is suitable for research?
Yeah.
Does
Pallavi,
it depend on the topic or researcher?
First is a topic. First is your research design is completely depends on your topic. Because let us say, Kalyani, what you said her name? Pallavi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Pallavi, let us say some organization nearby to your place comes that they are facing a problem and they ask you to give a suggestion for them. Now you are going there and doing the work. Now if you are going there and doing the work, this is an action research. So you by default you choose an action research because you are doing an action research because you are trying to solve a problem. That's a one. And second is, let us say you are a researcher trying to do a PhD work and PhD want to complete in 3 years. Now, in such a case, if you go with a longitudinal study, it's a meaningless. because longitudinal study minimum you have to conduct for 5-6 years. Same group, it involves a lot of efforts and all. In such a case, you can't go. So in this case, researcher is important. So your research design depends on a context, depends on a researcher, depends on your time frame. Okay.
Sir, there are few members who raise the hand. I'm allowing Shilpi Rathod.
Yeah,
uh,
Shilpi. Yeah,
asking,
Shilpi Rathod, please ask your query.
ma'am, you can enable your mic.
Good evening, sir.
evening,
Sir,
sir.
my query is if we write research paper for conferences, like not for our thesis, if we are putting it a small scale like conference, and can we rely on secondary data or we necessarily need to collect primary data also? For certain topics, like my topic is impact of fintech in banking sector. So it is a very wide topic. So do we necessarily need to take data, primary data, or we can base it on the secondary data? Research methodology?
Yeah, the source of a data depends on your research objective. So you are talking about a fintech. Is it a fintech adoption or a fintech?
So impact of fintech, how in customer satisfaction level?
Now, if you're trying to say that impact of a customer satisfaction, impact of a fintech on customer satisfaction, this is a causal research design.
Okay, sir.
So you are saying that, okay, fintech is there, an independent variable. It is impacting consumer behavior. So where,
Yes, sir,
how
that
can
will
you
be
do it?
different.
How
Okay.
can you do it with the secondary data? You have to go with the
Yes.
primary data only.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Sir, there is one question.
Ramanjali garu.
Okay.
Ramanjali garu, you are allowed
Yeah,
to.
good. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir, already this is the third day, and then we started with title, and then second day literature review, and third methodology. So when we are actually working on a particular paper, what should be the sequence? In fact, after looking into the methodology, generally we design the models and constructs based on methodology, and then we go for the literature review, right? So
no, sir,
this
that's
should
not
be the
approach.
sequence. Yeah.
Sequence which we said is a
Of course,
sequence.
literature review we study, and then we decide upon the research methodology, then go back and then start writing the whole thing. That's what the sequence, right?
Yeah, because sir, unless otherwise you complete your literature review, you will not get any hold on what kind of a methodology that you have to use.
Yeah.
And what literature that you have to do, you need to narrow down to a particular topic. So that's the reason why anytime we are doing a research, as far as I am concerned, my style is very simple, sir. I open a Word document. First, I'll give a name, Namakarnam. First, give a name to your paper.
Okay.
Thereafter, paper will grow.
Okay.
And once I give a title, then I put all the 5 sections, like your abstract, introduction, literature review, methodology. I put that, and I work on a literature review only.
Okay.
First, I work on literature review, try to understand what work has been done, which methodologies are used and all. Then go for a methodology. Again, keep on doing this.
That's what I mean. I mean to say, after going through thorough literature, and now we are clear about our design, research design, and go back and then build the literature for our paper.
Yes, again, because by the time you develop your research design, earlier literature which you collected may not be sufficient to advocate your methodology.
The proposed methodology.
Methodology. Again, go back and get it. Make it a more strengthened.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so thank you. Kalyani, you are talking about something.
There is one question from Gopala Swati. Sir, is there any AI tool for graphical abstract useful for chemical sciences?
Sorry, because I am not into that. Actually, I don't even know that what a graphical abstract is. But I am not the right person or competent person to answer that query. Sorry.
Sir, next question is from Balakrishna Garu. Sir has raised the hand.
Please.
Sir, you are allowed to ask, sir. Your mic is enabled.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Please.
So first of all, thank you, for revealing the beauty of the research.
Thank you, sir.
And I also congratulate you and appreciate you, for doing research on your own during your PhD days. That's why you have more than AI now. So,
thank you.
My question is, I'm going for longitudinal study related to, I am writing the 4th paper now.
Okay, longitudinal study.
Context, how much that time should be between interval to interval? You said that it may take approximately 3 to 5 years like that.
Sir,
So from one data point,
yeah.
yes.
From interval to interval, it depends on your respondents, the interventions that you are giving there, or the likely changes that are happening. In general, what happens, sir, in any individual's life, changes happens over a period of a time, let us say 3 to 5 years time. Let's say an organization is there, somebody is doing an intervention in an organization to bring a change in the culture of organization. So the process, entire thing happens at around 3 years or to 4 years. So in a longitudinal studies, you can say that, okay, around a 5 years to span, you can work. Or sometimes where the changes happening very dramatically. Take, for example, the IT evaluation, which is happening now. Overnight, things are changing. In such a cases, you can have a break at each year, 1 year to 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. So that's how it works, sir.
How many intervals maybe for this question? The final
Maximum of 3 to 4 intervals, sir. And longitudinal study, maybe 5 years, max is 10 years. Beyond that, I don't think it works anywhere. So this is the maximum time period from 5 years to 10 years. And you split 2 years or 3 years. So you get a 3-4 interventions.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there is one answer from Sushma Desai for the previous question asked by Gopala Swati.
Hi,
That
Sushma,
is
how are you?
graphical abstract. That is mind graph can be used for graphical abstract preparation. Okay. So this is an information for all of us too. Thank you, Sushma Desai ji. And there is one more question, sir, in the chat box.
Sushma Desai is a pharmacist. So I guess then she would have known much better. So her answer is good. Thank you, Sushma.
There is one question, sir, by Tawfiq Ahmed. Doesn't AI suggested research design and methodology create research bias? Isn't our thinking being dependent and influenced by overuse of AI? That's a question.
Obviously, when anything overuse is not good for health. Whether it is a food, whether it is a water, whether it is alcohol, whether it is sleep, anything overuse is not good for health. So you have to use it judiciously. That's my answer, Kalyani.
Yes.
Sir,
I
next
think, yeah.
Balasri Prasad garu. Sir, we enabled a mic.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. You have added very good flavor to the chat GPT and artificial intelligence for research. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And my question is very simple, sir. Is there any difference in searching? Is there any difference in searching directly on chat GPT and exploring chat GPTs? Exploring GPTs.
Could you please repeat, sir? Chat GPT and explore chat GPT.
Explore GPTs.
Explore GPTs, yeah.
So yes,
explore GPTs are part of a chat GPTs only. Now, where from these explore GPTs are coming is in chat GPT there is a paid version, and if you subscribe for the paid version, and it is allowing you to generate, create your own AI tools. So when you click on any explore GPT with the name, like let's say mentor for research, underneath of that you will find a owner name also. That means that AI tool has been designed by that particular individual. So any enthusiasts who are interested in, let us say somebody in the beginning were asking about, is there any AI tool which do your data analysis? So tomorrow I'll show there are a few enthusiasts who using a chat GPT, they created their own AI tool to analyze the data.
Okay, sir.
So all these explore GPTs are created by people like you and me who are tech savvy and who are interested in finding a problem. So core data comes from the database of OpenAI only.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have one more doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Regarding longitudinal studies.
Yes, sir.
Sir, is it mandatory to go for 3 to 5 years? Because if you see consumer behavior may change related to like food
Very
or
frequently,
something,
very 6 months,
very
every 6
frequently
months,
it may
to every
change.
1 year.
So
Then
we can go for less time interval also.
yes. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sir, your
How the
voice has
change
become
happens.
less audible. Rakesh, can you just check?
How this, in the sense, how frequently changes is happening. Based on that, number of your frequency of going to the target audience should depend, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any
Thank you very
alternate
much.
platform than
So-
ChatGPT? Yes, there are many alternatives. Gemini is there, Claude is there, Perplexity is there, now DeepSeek is there. Many are, and just I would like to tell to you all, there is one beautiful AI. AI is for there, or AI is for anything. That one website, if you go to, it is exactly saying that AI, there is an AI for, or something like that. In the sense, it talks about, if you go to that website, there is an AI for, and you ask what kind of AI tool that you want, it will give. So instead of researching a Google and all, there is a one tool exclusive for that. There is an AI for it, I guess. Just give a try.
So someone,
sir,
D. Shivaranjan Das, is asking, sir, can we use these research designs and methods for computer science and IT research also?
Yeah.
I think Rakesh sir will answer this.
Yeah, Rakesh is IT expert and IT doctorate in IT. You can, Rakesh.
we can use tools, but we should be careful while using the tools. Like
No, he is asking about research designs. In the sense, we can go for this exploratory research design, causal research designs, or all these designs in your IT also.
no, we have some separate
Programming.
one.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
programming. We need to do some simulations on
Simulations and all.
it.
Okay.
So we have to prepare
Experimental
it
designs.
experimental point of view. We have to
Okay,
do.
okay. Right.
So some of them have raised a hand. Shall I allow?
Please,
Sir?
hello. No, Kalyani, now don't take from chats. We'll take these hand raises.
Almost chat questions are over.
Okay, done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, Suresh garu, you can enable. You can enable your mic, sir. Suresh garu, we made
Hello?
you.
Yes, Suresh
Yeah,
garu,
good
how are
evening,
you,
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, fine, sir.
Okay, please ask, sir.
Sir, my doubt is, my research topic is crop insurance in Telangana state, sir.
Cross?
So recently, crop insurance in Telangana
Okay,
state.
crop insurance in Telangana. Okay.
Yeah, Fasal Bima Yojana.
Okay, good.
So, sir, since 2020 onwards, the Telangana government has discontinued this scheme to implement for the agriculture sector.
Yeah, because it is
So
central
my
government
doubt
scheme.
is what I have to do. Shall I complete this research work up to 2020 by collecting data from farmers, or shall I wait for the next cropping season?
Is the
From
next cropping
2017
season
to
that,
2020, I have collected secondary data.
right?
So Revant Reddy government is going to announce to implement the scheme from the next cropping season.
Yeah.
So my intention is I have to wait for the fresh data.
Yes, sir. Because to the best of my knowledge, during the last
Yes.
4 years, because of a government which is in power, they did not allow many of the central government schemes to happen in Telangana state.
Yes, sir.
Like this Fasal Bima Yojana, then what is it? Health related scheme, central government health scheme.
Ayushman Bharat.
Yeah, these are all not allowed here.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
is it for your PhD or for
PhD, sir? PhD
for
thesis
PhD?
writing purpose.
Okay, then now even though we have a Congress government here, but the rapport between center and state is good. So if they come up with a new, you can take the data and analyze, but you have to say that this data gap which has been happened.
Yes.
So either one is that you can do a simulation for that, or you can say that there is no data and simply you consider previous data and this one as a relational.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, Rizwana garu, Dr. Rizwana, you can enable your mic.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Is there any difference between review of literature and literature review, sir? Are they both same for putting the heading?
Both are same. Literature review, review of a literature.
But some of my seniors are telling that a review of literature is meant that copied data, as a literature review is meant for a combined Abstracting of original data.
Literature review, or most of the time we write a simple structure saying that literature review. There are a few
Literature
people who say
review.
that review of a literature also. Both are same only.
Both are same. We can
To
use
the
this
best of
in
my
analysis
understanding.
case.
Yeah. Yeah, we can use literature review or review of literature.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
some people are telling that your voice is low. That it's absolutely fine, actually.
Maybe from
I
their
would
end,
like
it may
to
be
tell,
fine.
like, if they are connecting through their mobile, if they get a call, if they take that call and come back to Zoom, Zoom audio will be off. They have to on it once again. Then they can listen. So that's the
Oh.
reason they feel the volume is low, volume is
No,
low.
no, Kalyani, the volume is going up and down.
No, that's the
Maybe
reason. If you
bandwidth
take a
issue
call, it
again.
will go to off.
No,
That-
no. In general, on the computer also, it's going a little low and then coming back.
Yeah, we are seeing, sir, due to the signal issue, sometimes
Yeah.
the network is showing
Okay.
yellow and red, and so now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
changed to yellow. So
Okay,
due to
okay.
that, it is
Yeah,
happening.
maybe bandwidth.
That's what.
Fine.
Sir, thank you, sir.
I'll shout a little louder.
Sir, thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rizwan. Next.
Next, Pallavi garu. Uh,
Shall I?
Yeah, please.
Sir, while we go for a very good session, sir, informative. Last 3 days onwards, I have listened and followed, sir. A very good session, informative. But what is my question is, while we go for the paper presentations, on that situation, we have to depend upon the secondary data. It is needed to hypothesis analysis and either maybe exact research design is mandatory, sir.
Yeah, research design, even you are writing conference, any paper you are writing, research design is a mandatory.
Okay, sir.
Research design, not a research design is a basic requirement of any research paper.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
But we go for the secondary, we are depends on the secondary data, sir. How?
Yeah, you are doing a secondary data, but what for you are doing collecting a secondary data? In the sense,
Okay.
either you need to have a cross-sectional design,
Okay.
or you need to have a experimental design. If not, at least basic descriptive design.
Okay.
So design should be there. Secondary data, primary data is method.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
next, Kannan ji, Dr. Kannan.
Sir, good evening, sir.
So good evening, sir, please.
Informative session, sir. From 3 days, I'm observing it. I'm learning a lot of things from your side. So I thanks to the IPE. The entire section is very good, and every day they are sharing the videos also. Suppose in any between any discussion, I missed some of the few of the things. I can go back with that video and I can recollect it and can coherent my studies. It will be highly benefited, sir. Even though sorry for the interference, I have one doubt.
Please
I'm framing my title.
Okay.
Now, how could I find out the related questionnaires to collect the valid data?
Okay.
How could I get it, sir?
So two things, sir. Once if you have a title for your research paper, any topic, so you have a dependent variable, independent variable. Try to see that whether there are any theoretical models for this or any underlying theories for on this area. First thing. Once you find that there are theoretical models, then you will have a conceptual models are also available. Then already there will be a structured questionnaires, or we call it the instruments.
Yes, sir.
For that particular area, they are available. Like say, for example, we have a technology adoption model is there. So there's a one model which has got a structured questionnaire. Or if you're talking about servant leadership has a multidimensional construct. So likewise for your titles also, based on that, if a governance is measured, for a governance also we have a different structured questionnaires are available, sir. So on that topics, you see that whether theory and from theory related any questionnaires are there, you will get.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is any tools are available for that also, sir?
Yeah, that also available. You just ask any AI tool saying that, just simply say that corporate governance. And just I'm giving an example. Can you please tell me the broad topic? I'll just
broad topic. Recently, I'm selecting the topic that in services industries related with the tourism.
Okay, service quality is there, sir. Simple logic. So service quality cervical by Parshuraman and all.
Yes, sir. Already that scales are available.
Scales are available. So you can take a cervical model and do your analysis.
If known concept, it will be very easy to get
Very
it.
easy to, yes.
If unknown concept, while funding,
yeah,
I'm trying to get it a novel topic.
Right.
So
good.
in that, if I go back with that, how could I get it the instrument?
You can build a questionnaire on your own, sir. So you can give a title, your research objectives, and ask the AI to generate a questionnaire for you. In a GPT, Explore GPT,
okay,
you have a questionnaire development tools are also there, AI tools.
Okay.
So where you give your title and you give your research objectives and ask it to develop a instrument for you. You can go for a univariate or a multi-dimensional scale, single dimensional scale and all. It will give the scales, take that scale, conduct a primary study, then you do a factor analysis. Then based on that factor analysis, you remove some confirmatory factor analysis, design your own instrument.
Sure, okay, sir.
Okay, right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rasi Mathur. I guess I take one question from
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rasi. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, please.
As always, sir, very informative sessions, very helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, my doubt is these which you have explained today, the research designs are for papers, conference papers, articles. What about writing book chapters? Will I be using the same methods?
Yeah.
Same thing can be applied even for book
conference
chapter.
paper, book chapter, PhD thesis, research proposals. For everything, research design is the same.
So it is accepted for even chapters also.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nisha Khan.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Nisha ji, please.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is that these tools also helps in dissertation work?
These tools are?
Helps in dissertation work?
Dissertation?
Yes. In dissertation
Will
work.
they help in dissertation work also?
Yes. They'll work.
Oh.
They'll
Okay.
work for
Thank
your
you, sir.
dissertations also, yeah.
Okay.
Ashraf. Okay.
Chaitanya Das.
Chaitanya. Okay, I guess.
There is one question, sir, in the chat box actually. It is by Sumit Patel. Sir, I have one of the objective for the thesis to know the stories that are prevailing with the temples. And I'm conducting the interview for the same. He's conducting interviews with the priests, local people. Sir, do I need to go for secondary data also? Like I'm getting the whole story for the same temple. So how would I incorporate the stories that I will be getting from the interviewers?
Yeah,
Please
Kalyani,
address.
this question you should not pose to me. You or Dr. Swati should answer to this question because you are the people who are working on pilgrim tourism and temple tourism, all these things. So you can answer this query directly.
Okay. Kalyani, go on.
Yes. One thing, whenever you are conducting interviews, first thing what you have to do, sir, I think you are already doing this, you have to record them. Okay, so any language that let it be Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, whatever it is, record it. That is always safer side. Then what you do, there are some AI based tools which are available. One thing I'll tell, TurboScribe, recently something I have used. So it will allow us to transcribe the recordings. It will happily put everything in a Word document. What all you have asked, they have answered everything. It will put it in that. And then give which temple name, on which date you have conducted the interview, all the details you give on the top. And then you can use softwares like NVivo and all. And it will, from the various interviews, it will generate the themes and it will help you in conducting the further qualitative analysis. That
Yes.
is something, yes, Swati,
Yeah.
I think you can tell more.
Yeah, your data, your collection, and this will be totally qualitative in nature, and you'll have to go for thematic analysis and go ahead with what you're doing. So with NVivo only, you have to do. There is no question of going in for quantitative data analysis. So there's no question of secondary data required.
Kalyani is asking you to repeat the name of the AI, that is the website or
TurboScribe.
TurboScribe.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Is it AI tool, ma'am, TurboScribe?
Yes, it's a free one. Per day, 3
Okay, ma'am.
interviews you
Yeah.
can transcribe.
You also have Otter AI, OTTER.ai.
OTTR.ai.
ER.
OTTER.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
And then with the same software, you should allow them, you have to keep on narrowing it down. You have to come to the theme and gather the variables which they are trying to say and find the commonalities between the different interviews.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, the priests or the local people, they might have left something in the story. So I can even put that, complete the story secondary data also.
Yes,
Is
you
it
can.
possible? Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And also,
Okay.
if I want to,
I think most
if
of
I want to
the
create,
questions in the chat box also, many are
Yes, there is
thank you
one
messages.
Gangula Chaitanya, you are there. Vinutna. Just we'll take these 3 questions, Kalyani, if they are there. Vinutna.
Am I audible?
Chaitanya. Yeah, Vinutna, you're audible. Please.
Sir, actually, my doubt is you have helped us with so many tools for research design and others. Will there be, can we just copy and paste them for our papers, or will it be
Copy and
considered
paste
as
them, but
plagiarism?
if they are
What
related
is
to
the
it,
threat of, sorry?
if they are related to it, you can see, if you look at the AI generated one, it says longitudinal study, why it is longitudinal study. It says all this, it gives a generic statements. So you have to make that specific statements to your study.
That's fine.
That's it.
It
Remaining
means
all,
that,
if you
like
do
what,
that those changes, then you don't find a problem of
so
plagiarism.
like Dr. Kalyani suggested earlier, we have to give that human touch again.
Yes.
So that
That's
will
it.
be,
You have
that
to
will
give
keep
that
us
human
safer
touch there.
side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Because AI tools gives a generic statements. Now make that generic statements into specific statements of your research. If you are able to do that, then you gave your human touch and it is not a plagiarism.
Great. Thank you so much.
More questions are coming. Vasant Lakshmi Garu or Gafar? M.A. Gafar ji. It's 10:50.
There is one more question in the chat box, sir. It is by Imran Khan Mohammed. Sir, I have 100 company profiles of different company profiles for thesis. No, he's asking, sir, how to prepare company profile of almost 100 companies for a thesis using AI tools. Please suggest.
Yeah, each company, if it is going for publicly listed companies, each company have its annual reports published. So take any 1 or 2, 3 annual reports. From in annual reports, there are first of 3-4 pages which talks about management discussion, auditor's report, a chairman's report, so on and so forth, future prospect. Each will have around 4 to 5 pages. Take that 5 pages PDF. You give it to any Ask Your PDF and ask them to write a summary. It will give a brief, because every annual report of a company talks about its history, what it is doing now, and what it is planning to do in future. So those 3-4 pages of first 5 pages or 10 pages of annual report, take that, then give it to AI. It will give you and specifically mention, because you are going for 100 companies, each 100 words also, it is going to 100 into 100, 1000. So 10,000 words. So just for each company, you can say that 5 words or 10 words, 20 words. So 20 words into 100, 2000 words, you'll get a company profiles. Yeah. Vasant Lakshmi Garu.
Hello, sir. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah.
Sir, how can we differentiate between a research paper and a chapter? Is the structure same?
Research paper and?
Book chapters.
No, book chapters are written specifically for a specific purpose. In the sense, suppose if I am writing a book on a marketing, and in a marketing, I have a one topic on Gen Z behavior. So in that case, there is no research is there. It is completely about what things are happened there and how changes are happened, what are advantages, disadvantages. All this will write in a particular book chapter. So book chapters exclusively for edited books, which are focused on a particular topic. Those writing and reviews or articles for them are entirely different from a research paper writing.
Okay, we should follow the 5 steps, sir, the same way. What
Yeah.
you were just talking about, title, abstract,
No. Book chapters will have a different style.
Okay.
Book chapters will
No
have book chapters.
comparison between.
No. Book chapters, in the sense, book chapters are specific on a particular topic. The author will give you which topic that you want to work out. Let us say I'm publishing a book on a financial literacy. So I'll ask you to write a chapter in financial literacy, saying that how the initiatives of the banks or financial institutions are helping poor. So only focus to that. You don't have a research design, survey data. All these are not required. Book chapters mostly written with your experiences. Now there are some book chapters which we are talking about, which like a clones of your research papers. In that case, you can go with this structure. Otherwise, book chapter style is different.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, shall we close
Last
off
question.
our...
Shiv Kumar is one. Last will use waiting for longer time. Shiv Kumar.
Sir, my doubt is, sir, what is the difference between research paper and conference paper? Both are same or both are different? Is there any format for research paper we have to follow like this? For conference paper, we have to follow like this. Like
paper is a paper, whether it is a conference paper or research paper, it is a paper, it is a paper. But sometimes conferences, what people are doing is to encourage more people to take a participation. Just simply they are asking for abstracts and all. Or in some cases, they are asking to send extended abstracts. And come up with a full paper at the time of a conference. You present it. In the sense, again, they are not taking a full paper, asking you to present. So you go to a PowerPoint presentation and go and present it. So that you have some idea on a particular topic to doing research. You're presenting your work in front of 10 to 15 of your peers and taking input from them. Then you are developing your paper, and final paper you are submitting for a conference, in the sense for a publication.
Okay.
But on the other side, like we at Institute of Public Enterprise, we are conducting annual finance conference. We are saying that our papers need to be publication ready thing. In the sense, the format, everything you need to be ready. And come here, present your paper, not to give a presentation, but present your research paper, take inputs, and so that publication becomes very easy.
Okay.
So it depends on a conference organizer's perspective, what for they are conducting a conference.
Sir, one more doubt. For conference paper, what is the means order we have to follow, sir? First,
it is the same structure, sir. Any paper, any research, it is the same structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You see an article in Journal of Finance. You see article in Leadership Quarterly. You see article in any research conference. The structure is same globally.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Right, thank you. Thank you very much, Kalyani. I guess
Yeah.
it's almost 10 o'clock.